Facebook setup here. Hi, good morning, everybody. Happy Coffee Talk Tuesday. Welcome to June. It is June already. Let me just say good morning. Happy Coffee Talk Tuesday. Just getting my notifications. I hope everybody's doing really well. Finally getting some nice weather here in the Northeast, right? I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend, which officially kicks off our summer out here on the East End and for most people. We had some beautiful weather. We're super lucky. So we were originally going to only do one Coffee Talk Tuesday for June, July, and August, but because of popular demand, we decided to keep it to every Tuesday. So we will be here all summer long with you guys, which is super exciting because there's always something new, fresh and exciting coming out on social, right? So we will give everybody a few minutes to get in on Coffee Talk Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about IGTV and how it's going horizontal. Normally it first came out about a year ago and it was always vertical, right? Vertical content. And now they are going to be switching it to horizontal. Some people are already doing that. It's a couple people that are really, really good at doing that. And they'll actually say, turn the camera, and that's Gary V and Jasmine Star, right? They're really good at IGTV and they're very, very consistent on IGTV. But it's going to be a lot more user-friendly now to horizontal. So if you guys have any questions, either on what we're talking about today or anything else to do with social, be sure to type it in and ask us some questions along the way. We're happy to either answer them while we are live or we can answer them afterwards for you. You can always also email us at info@starkmediany.com. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit today about the IGTV and how it's going horizontal, maybe why it's going horizontal. And then also I'm going to kind of lead into content creation. I know that we cover that a little bit, but as I was doing my research for this Coffee Talk Tuesday, it kind of led me into content creation because there's not a lot to be said about the fact that it's going horizontal. I'll point out a few things, but honestly, the reason that I kind of went into content creation is because that's really what it's about, right? Whenever we're doing anything, it's really, really about content. Good morning, Mary. Thanks for joining us. So basically what I'm going to talk about this morning, the first thing is that IGTV came out and they're going to start producing horizontal content. There's a few reasons for this. So, they were groundbreaking. It's actually been a year since IGTV came out. It came out last June of 2017. So they're here for a year now. And, they're also trying to dominate just like everybody else is. But they are having a hard time competing with YouTube. YouTube is, the best known video format right now, and that's where everybody goes. And there is no advertising on IGTV. So is this why we are switching to horizontal? That's a good question, because it may allow now for more advertising on IGTV and more revenue for them, because that's what it's always about, the bottom line, right? It's always about revenue. But if any of you use IGTV like we do here, we will repurpose our Coffee Talk Tuesdays and some of our other things to IGTV. Our video people, they have to rework our videos so that they fit well on IGTV. So that's one of the issues with using IGTV, is that it is time consuming. It's time consuming, it's production consuming for brands that want to bring it. Their videos, they have to take their content and they have to reformat it to fit onto the vertical format of IGTV. So, not everybody wants to do that. And is it really worth it for some people, especially if there's no advertising that's going on there? Is it really worth it? So I think there's a few reasons why we're switching to horizontal. And one is because it cuts down on the time and production for companies to be reproducing repost onto IGTV, right? So nobody wants to have to spend extra money to do that. Also, we as consumers are very used to seeing our video in a horizontal format. So it's just very familiar for us. And we like that. We like that format better. And so we know that studies have shown that consuming video in the horizontal format always does much better. Also, third, that I think that they're going to be trying to move into advertising on IGTV, and to advertise on the IGTV, the horizontal format is much more user-friendly for advertisers and consumers. So I think that those are the three main reasons we're going to start, that they are moving into the horizontal format for IGTV. And as you know, it can't be longer than 10 minutes long. But you know, it's becoming more popular, definitely becoming more popular, but still rival with YouTube, which is the #1 video format for people to consume things. Just wanted to check my notes and make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, and so right now IGTV is ad-free, but I think that's going to start to change. It's just a natural way of how we consume our videos. It's much better. So as I was, you know, there's really not a lot to say about that. That's kind of where we're moving, and I guess it's gonna be really like they're gonna make this change, and we're gonna see how things go with it. So we're gonna see if people start to use the IGTV more because of the horizontal format. Is it gonna be easier to use? But you know, as I was, you know, kind of researching it, you know, when we do content, a lot of it is not just like, when you think about the format, the platform that you're going to be on, you want to create your content that is specific for that format. And you just don't want to repurpose something that I'm doing on Instagram and be like, hey, Instagram. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, let me repurpose that on Facebook. And somebody opens it up and it says, oh, you know, hey, Instagram, and you're on Facebook. Like, you kind of need to take the time to change those things and make it appropriate for your platform. When we say repurpose, we want you to repurpose and take snippets, but we just don't want you to take the lazy way and take that video and just throw it on every one of your platforms. It just doesn't work as well that way. You don't market as well that way. You really have to understand your platform. And then when you are marketing, like, what is the content that you are creating for your platform? And really what it always comes down to is that the message always matters more than the medium. It really does. People are going to be seeking you and looking at your message and at your marketing and at what you're giving them if it's of value to them. So if IGTV is the place where you seem to flourish, you know, you like it, people are watching you there, they're most likely watching you there because of the content you're giving them, not necessarily because of vertical format or horizontal format. It really is the message that you're giving them. And I came across an interesting article that said, it was a Time Incorporated did a study. And they actually, in 2017, and in 92% of the people that they studied, 92% of the people believed that brands have expertise on topics and that they add value to content, and that they would rather listen to your expertise on your topic than be advertised to. So that's also like, they want to know what you know, and they will come to you if you are giving them value even in your brand, like no matter what your brand is. So say it's Nike, you know, if you're going to give them expertise about sneakers because they believe that you have the expertise about sneakers, they're going to come to you. You don't have to be like, hey, buy this brand new sneaker, because no, you're going to be like, hey, you know what? Are you guys suffering from a high arch? And, you know, a lot of runners do. And, you know, this is the type of the way they run. And, you know, this sneaker is the best for that because it's going to help you in your ankle and help you run longer distances, because that is your wheelhouse. That's what you know. And so they're going to come to you for that sort of information. And the study has shown that consumers want that from you. They want the message and they want your expertise more than they want just your ad. And so that's a huge door that opens for you to gain the followers and to gain the trust and to gain the loyalty and the brand ambassadors. Because if they feel as though that they're going to get something really valuable from you in your marketing, not only are they going to share it, but they're also going to buy your product, and they're going to continue to return to you, give you their email, get your updates, get on your mailing list, things like that, so that they can continue to get that information from you that's so valuable to them. And I really found that very interesting as I was kind of doing this research for IGTV, because I was like, we repurpose our stuff, and we will take our Coffee Talk Tuesdays and put them on IGTV and our YouTube and things like that. But knowing that people come to us because we're trying to give them the latest information, information that's really going to help them in their small business to succeed. What is going to make the difference for your company versus your competitor? Why are they going to come to you? And the other thing I came across too was I said that they have the expertise in topics, but also when you are thinking about your consumer, when you're thinking about your client, there's 4 main things to really think about when you are going to give them information. And that is, what are you trying to say to them, right? Like, what is your message that you're trying to give to them? How are you saying it to them? Like, are you giving examples and real life examples and in layman's terms and not in your, like, we don't try to use a lot of digital marketing jargon because people don't understand that. We try to relate things on a very, human level and give that example of like a Nike or something like that. Like, we don't use the social media words because people will get lost in that word and then miss our message of what we're trying to give them. To whom are you speaking? Who is your target audience, right? That's really important to keep in your mind. Who's listening to your message so that you can relate to them. Just like I'm saying, keep it stupid simple so people really understand what you're trying to say. And then why are you telling them this? So it always comes back to those basics, right? Like, what are you saying? How are you saying it? To whom are you saying it to? And why are you saying it? And those should be the 4 main things you're thinking about when you're giving a message and when you're marketing towards your target audience and your consumer, so that they cover all of the bases and they walk away saying, I completely understand why I tuned in today. I completely understand what they're trying to tell me. And I've walked away with some real pearls. So we started this Coffee Talk Tuesday out by talking about IGTV going horizontal, why we think it's probably going horizontal. They're thinking of in going horizontal, which is, it's how we consume video better. They're going to want to probably put some advertising in there, and it's cutting down on the time and the cost for brands to having to create the video so that it shows well on the vertical format. So it's making it a lot better for everybody. So that's the message that I'm trying to convey to you guys as to why they're going horizontal. And maybe you're going to try to use it now that you know it's horizontal. And you didn't before because it was vertical and it took too much time to do it for you. Now you have the option. And if you're going to do that, what you can do at the beginning of your video, like Gary Vee does, is he literally writes at the beginning of the video, turn your phone. This video is horizontal. And he tells people right away, turn your phone. This video is going to be horizontal. So, you just make it simple for people. Not everybody knows on IGTV to turn that phone and to make it horizontal. So if you let them know, then they're going to consume it probably longer. And then I led into the content creation of when you're going to put something out there on your platforms. Really understand that people are coming to you because they believe that you have the expertise and they would much rather have your opinion and your expertise on your product than for you to be shoving ads down their throat. And you're going to build brand loyalty that way. So those are two great pearls to take away from today's Coffee Talk Tuesday. If you guys have any other questions regarding content creation, you know we've absolutely made other Coffee Talk Tuesdays on content creation. What's really important on content creation, how to make it. You can always go to our YouTube channel and search for our YouTube videos on content creation. And making a calendar for yourself every month always makes it a lot easier too. And with your content, we always tell you guys, please repurpose, take snippets and put it appropriately in your social media platforms. Because, we'll take today's and we will repurpose today's onto YouTube, onto IGTV, and then I will also do the write-up in our private Facebook group, which anybody can join if you go on there. It's Stark Social Media Marketing Group. And we have our private conversations in there and answer more questions in there. So if you guys have any questions regarding today, please be sure. Mary Connell, that's a really good point. Always know your why. It's really, really important to know your why, because if you don't know it, then your client, consumer, target audience will never know the why if you have no idea what your why is. Our why here is to always try to give businesses as much information as we can regarding digital marketing. We try to make it very simple. We try to give it to you in very small snippets. We try to keep it focused to one or two topics for each Coffee Talk Tuesday, whatever is the latest going on, so that you guys know, this is what's happening in the industry. This is the latest and greatest that's going on, and something you can consume in bite-sized amounts so that it's not overwhelming and you can implement it into your business. And we always, keep everything on YouTube so you can go back and you can refer to that. So today's Coffee Talk Tuesday is not long, but we think it was super valuable. I hope you guys got some good stuff out of it. We have a couple things coming up this summer. Actually, one thing is with the Miller Business Institute. I wanted to let everybody know we have another course coming up. We had such a great course there a couple months ago. They actually asked us to come back and teach a longer course because everybody ended up staying. So Kelsey presented an Instagram course, and what we actually started with was kind of just going over like the 4 or 5 major social media platforms. And then we did a little bit more of a deep dive into Instagram and how to really use it the best for your business. And it was supposed to be a 1-hour course. It turned into almost a 2.5-hour course because everybody stayed and asked a lot of questions, which was great because, everybody has their own struggles, right, with their individual businesses. And so after they got a handle on Instagram, then they said, okay, well, then this is my struggle for Instagram. So our Q&A session lasted really a long time, but it was really, really useful because everybody pretty much had the same questions. So on July 31st, from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. at the Miller Business Center, which is in Center Reach, we will be back by popular demand giving another Instagram course. This is going to be 3 hours long. We're actually going to leave a little bit longer for the Q&A because people seem to really get a lot out of that. So in that 3 hours, we're going to have the Q&A. We will have all of the information up on our Facebook page and our social media sites soon, but you can save the date right now. It's going to be July 31st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you'll be able to buy tickets and, get more details as it gets closer. As always, you follow us, please, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter at Stark Media Group. And why? We're happy to answer any questions that you guys have, as always, or if there's a topic you would like us to talk about on Coffee Talk Tuesday, be sure to send it in to us, and we are happy to discuss it. So we hope everybody has a great Tuesday, and I think that's it. I don't think I forgot anything. This will be in our private Facebook group, so be sure to join us. All right? Take care, everybody. Have a great day.